wonderful viewers. You are welcome back to our channel.
My name is Shui.
My name is Fumi.
And together we are called
Shui Fumi.
Wow. Today we are discussing a topic titled My Spouse and I. And my spouse and I has to do with you understanding your spouse.
Yes.
It has to do with you understanding your spouse. But viewers, I want us to understand one thing. Before you can understand your spouse, you first have to understand yourself.
Yeah.
And until you understand yourself, you won't be able to understand your spouse. And that's why it's very important for you to look inward, search within yourself, know the person you are, understand the way you are wired, understand your own mood before you can start talking about your spouse. And there is this fallacy going on in the world now, Wani. And I don't know whether it's due to the make-believe of the social media, where everybody believes that when you're married, you can't be sad anymore. You can never be lonely. Marriage gives you freedom, especially with women. They believe when I leave for my husband's house, I'm going to be free. We'll discuss that later. But I want us to understand one thing. You can be married and still be lonely at times, not always.
Sure.
You can be married and you are still sad sometimes.
Sure.
Mood can change. There can be mood swing. So it doesn't mean that when you get married, then everything becomes so perfect. Like the Spanish will say it, perfecto.
Perfecto.
Yeah, everything becomes perfect. Nothing is amiss. The whole thing goes smoothly, you know. It's like in the kids' fairy tale, El Dorado. But what people tends to forget is there is no El Dorado on the surface of the earth. People will definitely be thinking that, okay, when we get married, everything will move smoothly. Listen, viewers. You can be in a crowd and still be lonely.
Yeah.
Loneliness is a thing of the heart. If you don't have joy within, there is no way there will be a joy without. So you have to find that happiness within
you.
Another mistake we make is we believe that our spouse should be the one to give us happiness. No one, not your husband, not your wife, is saddled with the responsibility of making you happy.
Yes.
You have to find happiness within you. And if you don't have that happiness, you won't bring anything into marriage. It's like there is no way you can pour anything from an empty cup.
Yes.
So that's why you have to find the happiness within. And you know, when we were growing up, we believed that, okay, our parents, they hampers a lot of our movements, and then when we leave them, we will be free. Like I said earlier, women, especially girls, when they are growing up, no, my mom, my dad is so strict.
Even guys too.
Yeah, we believe that, okay, we will be free. But can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Since you've left home after secondary school, going to an institution and then getting married, have you been that free like you envisaged before?
Not at all. No, guys, marriage does not stop loneliness, and marriage does not stop you from being sad. It doesn't stop you. Yeah, like my husband said, you can be in the midst of crowd and still be lonely. Depends on your heart. Like at the early stage of our marriage, I think it happens to me. I found myself in this scenario. Like sometimes I will be sad, and I will be expecting him to know that I'm sad. I will be expecting that at least he should ask me. After all, he's the cause, and you might not even notice. Sometimes he didn't.
Wait a minute. I do ask, but the issue is when I ask, all you tell me is, I'm okay.
Yes, when you are the cause, you caused something and you are asking me, why are you sad?
I didn't know I caused anything.
And I will be expecting him, like, you should know, then you should come and ask me, why are you sad? What's happening? Is it because of what happened the other time? Okay, it's okay. But my husband will not able, because he didn't know, It was later on that I realized that this guy did not even do anything. Because this is someone that will go to work and come back and he's tired, like, okay, give me my food, I want to eat. Honey, what's happening? Is there anything? No.
You said something, Honey. What happened the other time? Men are so unilateral, we are unifocused.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I know.
once something happened and it's forgotten, to us it's forgotten. But, you expect me to remember something that happened sometimes before, and it's like, I can't even remember. I've been to work, I've come back, I've lived everything. Like, okay, maybe it has happened and I said, okay, I'm sorry, honey, and you are not yet pacified. And I believe, okay, I've said sorry and it should be over. And when I come back, I ask, is anything wrong? And you say, nothing is wrong. And
yes.
Once you say nothing is wrong.
So guys, I will be expecting him to know, and my husband will not come back to say, okay, but later on I realized that it doesn't solve. I just have to find that happiness within me and overlook a lot of things, So, and that's how I started building myself, I built myself to just say that whatever is happening around me, I don't care. I just keep enjoying myself.
You do care.
I don't care, yeah.
You don't care. But what I can say there is that you grow up into knowing me better.
Yeah.
You grow up into knowing me better, and you.
Yes.
Is him. He doesn't
like
even
him.
He's like that's the way he thinks.
Yes,
he thinks everything is okay.
Because I could remember only there was a night like that I was hot and I took my I don't even know what happened. So I just went to the kids room. Yeah, then I think we call it visitors room then. Yeah, then so I just went to the visitors room and I was there. And my mom came and she said, "Oh, you don't even have heart to make trouble and you are making trouble. So is that why you are sad as this and you left the room?" And no, I've been sleeping. I slept off. I just realized you are not beside me. And I said, "Oh, see the person." Okay, don't worry. So I just sum up the courage. For me, you just have to do something about this and get strong, understand the person, just understand your husband and then continue with your life,
The issue with me is I can sleep off anytime.
Yeah.
So most of the time while you were tossing, rolling up and down, sometimes I slept off. See, I learned something about your anger or getting angry. For me, is this way. Somebody said something that I like so much. He said, when I get angry, I don't leave my food.
Okay.
He said, the food is mine, the wife is mine. So I will vest my anger on the food and finish the food and then come peacefully to my wife. Because at the end of the day, why will I suffer myself in leaving the food? And that's why you hardly see me leaving food untouched. Even if I'm angry, I will eat.
Well, we eat. Sometimes then
I will even lick my finger.
Excuse me, if the food is ready, let me know. Are you angry? Maybe we are not talking. And he will say, please, inside I was like, what's wrong with this man? I think he's really concerned about the food more than me.
No. It's not being concerned about the food, but at the end of the day, I will still come to say sorry. I always say sorry.
Yes,
so if I need to come and say sorry,
anyway, that's my charity.
Let me eat my food first. Then I can come back.
To say sorry.
Honestly, so the truth about this is very simple.
Yeah.
You have to learn to understand yourself. It takes a lot to understand one another. I remember this. At the stage where you were trying to teach me to be a little bit tidy. Yeah, I'm not really a dirty person, if you can call it.
Yes, you are not dirty, but you're not tidy.
But I can throw things
Anyway.
Sometimes I come in from work.
Remove your shoe, put it under the furniture in the living room.
And then I'll be looking for it the next day.
Yes, remove your shirt, drop it in the living room. And I'm like, what's
as
this?
long as you are neat, you know, it wasn't that very easy.
Yes, it wasn't
that very
along the
easy.
line. Sometimes you got angry.
Sometimes in your correction, you are not that very gentle.
At the initial stage, I was gentle. Like, okay, I decided with him that I would train.
She decided she's
and
going
then
to train me. A grown up man.
Yes,
okay.
I decided with him that I'm going to train him without informing him. So on this fateful day, I am already on guard for the training. So as I was coming in, he just removed his shirt. As we were gisting, he was dropping the shirt on the seat. I said, oh honey, it's best. Are you not going inside? Just go inside and remove the shirt. Please go in with your shirt. With time, I was doing it, and sometimes I started realizing that I think this lady is up to something. So then he will get angry. Oh, like you will look, that kind of look where someone looks at you like, what's this, But along the line, thank God you have a teachable spirit, and you were able to. I just thank God I started early.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I achieved my aim. Anyway.
One thing we should understand in marriage, try to understand yourself, is that we are wired differently. We grew up from different environments. I remember a book I read by, I think, Tim LaHaye. Yeah. Spirit Control Temperaments. And you start talking about the sanguine, the choleric, the phlegmatic, and we are different. Yeah. You are a little bit quiet, more quiet than me. Yeah. Let me put it that way. You are a little bit more quiet than me. I'm the type that flower every seconds, I get easily irritated. But still, I calm down a lot faster than you. You seem very quiet, but you could be moody for a whole day. I will have flower up now, and in the next minute, I'm ready on the waist my food, and you're still thinking, oh, he called me angry a little while ago, and he has not said sorry. Yeah. And sometimes you say the sorry, and the sorry is not enough.
It's not enough, yes.
The sorry for women has to be first grade, second grade, third degree, fourth degree.
That's why we are special.
Men don't.
Ladies, we are special.
And we know you are. Honestly, you really special.
Am I not special, honey?
Very special. Don't finish all the very. All right. Okay. I'm talking about understanding yourself. Like I said earlier on, you can't give anything that you don't have
at all.
It is impossible for an empty cup to pour something out. So that means if you are expecting from your spouse to be gentle with you, you have to first be gentle with yourself. Yes. Understand yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Understand the way you are wired. Try to understand yourself. Try to do things and ask yourself, if it is me, will I take it? Will I take it?
Will I react that way?
Will my reaction be okay if somebody does this to me? Will I feel okay with it before you go ahead and do it? But the problem, like I said earlier on, is about all these social media make-believe world. That everybody believe everything is
Nollywood
perfect.
Movies. Marriage is always perfect in Nollywood. Anyway,
nothing is perfect in life. The body structure was never made to be perfect. There are flaws. Even the best of the diamonds still have a little flaw. The best of the pearls still have a little flaw. So life was never a flawless thing. Marriage is never going to be flawless. But at the end of the day, when you understand yourself personally, when you understand yourself, you will be able to understand your spouse. And talking about understanding yourself, there are some attributes that you personally as a person must have. And viewers out there, if you don't have it, please learn it and inculcate it into your
life. Yes.
It is important. I keep repeating, we were never born in the same area, nor raised up in the same area. You see, this world is bird of a feather. Yeah. Flocks together, right? But the truth is, even when they are flocking together or flying together, as you may say, there is still one in the front. Sure. One in the back. Yeah. You get me? Yeah. Even when they are on the same pedestal, on the same plane, one will be a little bit higher than the other. Yeah. So even when we said when we say that we are on the same plane, there is still a little bit of differences in us. We must understand those differences. Our differences, and when we understand our differences, we will be able to harness our weakness to become a strong point for us. One of the virtues I want us to look into is patience. We're going to take maybe some out of all these virtues. Okay. Maybe we can take like 3 or 4. Okay. Yeah, then we can continue next time. All right. Patience. Especially with one men. Aspect. Patience. No, let me speak now. Speak on it. That is one aspect where I lack. Oh. I have said that. Imagine. Because I'm a little bit irritated, even with the kids, you know. Yeah. Sometimes they come around and say, "Oh, Chatty, why are you angry?" "Oh, I asked you to do this thing. I was about doing it." "Okay, you weren't doing it fast enough. Like you want everything done." Okay. That is one thing, and one of those things I learned when I got into marriage is to become more patient. And it involves a lot of work. It's not within me. I want to flower up every minute, especially when things doesn't go the way I want. Even if I don't talk, my face changes, and it's like, you are frowning on me. No, I'm not frowning. So my body structure is wired in such a way that when things don't please me, you get to know him. On that aspect, you are a lot better than me. And that's why we compliment one another. Wow. So there are places where I'm better also. Where I know. But you are a lot better than me in that aspect. So I'm clapping for you too. Okay, thank you for me. And every man, every woman out there must understand that one has to be a goat and the other one has to be a sheep. For the marriage to work. It's an interchangeable role. It doesn't mean the one that is like the quiet one today will always be quiet. No. There are times the quiet one gets into a mood that is not too quiet. The one that is not always quiet will become quiet at that moment. Is an understanding that you have to inculcate into marriage. You have to get to do. It's an understanding that you must get used to. You must get used to. So at times there are times to talk and there are times to be quiet. Let's go for the attribute called patience. And I want to look at another one, endurance. No, so people said it looked like patience. No. Okay. Like when you were teaching me on how to be tidy, more tidy. I know that's what I am tidy to be more tidy. Okay, I know that's what you want to say. I have to endure because it's not that palatable. Yeah, that's the word. It's not palatable. So do you know I enjoy too? You were the one teaching. Yes, but I enjoy a lot of things. One of those times you got angry. Well, I kept quiet because I have my dream. I have when I get angry, you overflow those issues, and women can do that. No, accept it. Women because you don't want to take it. Women can always overflow. Yes, because you don't want to take it, honey. Because you don't want to take it. No, men, when you are correcting them, it looks like, what is she saying? Yeah. So this that we came in as a grown up and with a very big ego. Yes. And then you want to turn us back to the boy that you want. It's always that way. But anyway, to be candid, it's not always palatable, but it is good at the end of the day. And another attribute that makes you understand yourself is forgiveness.
Yes. Forgiveness.
There is one thing you always say that I like. That you forgive in advance.
Yes, I just learned it recently. That I have to forgive my husband in advance.
So I can offend you tomorrow?
No.
At least I have some advance forgiveness.
Yes, but still, anyway, honey, whatever you do or you're going to do, I forgive you.
You've forgiven me in advance. Yes. That's lovely. Anyway,
I put that one in my toolbox, so it's part of it now.
Anyway, for marriage to work very well and for you to understand yourself, there is no way you will be together without stepping on each other's toes.
Not at all.
And if anybody tells you myself and my husband are so perfect, we don't even ever argue,
lies.
That's a lie. That's a lie. A very big one. Very big one. Because there is no way.
Then they are deceiving people. Yeah, maybe it can be. But let me tell you, they are deceiving themselves. They are not telling each other.
It can be on 2 or 3 conditions.
Yes.
Is either they are deceiving themselves, is either they are not really telling each other the truth, or it's either they don't really love one another and they are just trying to coexist. Because once you love one another, you definitely
you correct each other.
Correct each other and offend each other. But you have to learn
along the line,
and you have to learn to forgive. And finally, another virtue that you must put into your life to understand yourself before understanding your spouse is sacrifice. Marriage is all about sacrifice. Marriage is all. Viewers out there, listen. Once you decide to say, this is me, I can't change who I am for anybody, then you are not ready for marriage.
Yes.
A mother sacrificed her figure. The flat tummy has to go for the baby to come.
Yes, so
a time has to be sacrificed.
Blood will go with it.
Everything.
Yes.
The husband sacrificed the time.
Yes.
A good husband will always be there for the family.
Yes.
You want to put an extra shift sometimes at work to make ends meet and makes the family comfortable.
Yeah.
For me, like, I can enter into the mall, for an example, and I don't even buy anything for myself, but I will always get something to buy for the family. Sometimes you want that thing, like you really want it. Or you look at the boss and it's like, okay, if I get this for myself, if I get this for myself, then I won't be able to get anything for the family. So at the end of the day, okay. You like, okay, let me get for them. I will always get to some other time.
Wow, so thanks so much, honey.
You're welcome. It's a life of sacrifice, by the way. It's a life of sacrifice. And I want to say this. Men out there, understand this. Women appreciate you more when you sacrifice. They know it. Sometimes they don't want to tell you so that your head will not be too swollen. They don't want your head to be bigger than your body. Sometimes they don't tell you, but they really appreciate the sacrifices you put in. So every shift that you put in to make the family comfortable, they appreciate it. So I think we've dealt a lot with understanding yourself, understanding me. Now that you know all those things that you need to do to understand yourself, I think by next week, when we will be on the program again, we should be talking about understanding your spouse. Because now that you understand yourself, from the eyes of your own understanding, you can take that to your spouse and understand your spouse. And then you can have that cordiality, that closeness, that unity in marriage. Because both of you has to understand one another. Like Amos 3:3 said,
can two work together except they agree.
So how do you agree? You must have an understanding. It is until I am okay with your view, you are okay with my view, that we agree.
Yes.
And how will I be okay with your view? There is no way that your view will be completely okay with me. I just have to understand it from your own angle,
yes.
and you have to understand it from my own angle,
yes.
and then we can come up with meeting in the halfway, and then agreeing on something that might be binding, that will be binding rather with us. So we thank you, viewers, today. We really appreciate you. We know today, Prevention today is your first time of coming into of watching us or visiting our YouTube page. What do they need to do, honey?
Guys, you need to subscribe. For the first timers, like others, like subscribe, like, comment.
Marriage is Beautiful on Facebook.
Yes.
Marriage is Beautiful on Instagram. Marriage is Beautiful on Twitter. And we will be meeting again next week. When we will expatiate further on the topic spouse and I. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.